So, this is my Give Energy gateway. And pretzels here. Pretzel pens. Good girl. Excuse the delicious pub carpet that we're not trying to change yet. So, gateway, main cutout, there's a KMF switch in here. We've got a split con cable, we've got our tails. This was all put in temporary for me to get one battery up and working, which is, it's worked a treat, and I'm really happy. Now we switched over to Agile with Octopus. And I need to have a double check because there's a guy around the corner from where I live, which has got the tomato. Why did I say that so weird? Which is like a version of Octopus, another energy provider, which is like green energy, that sort of stuff. I'll have a chat with him and go, oh, what rates you got? But this essentially goes in before your fuse board. It's the brains of the system. It calculates, it's like a big CT clamp this is. It calculates what's going in, what's going out. It talks to your batteries. So we can turn to an island mode. If we have a power cut, the batteries kick in within like milliseconds. It's ridiculous. We've not had the chance to use it yet because I've had no power cuts. So this is coming out. But the issue I've had is because this is the main fuse, that is that, the fuse board is here. So I already ran a 6mm twin and earth in, which is there, and a cat cable. I already did run another 6mm in when I did the video way back when before Christmas, going to my other half's commercial size tumble dryer. So the plan is, there's barely any load on this. You've got two socket circuits, which are ring mains. Not used at all. Don't worry about that. I've looked at how many sockets there are. You sort of 2 per bedroom. We don't have an electric hob. We don't have electric oven. It's all gas here, there's no load whatsoever. So the plan is what I'm thinking of doing. Bear with me. The 6mm, that rows the battery. That's just going to be pulled out, pulled back in, utilise that end. The 6mm that I've got in for the tumble dryer, which is currently on a Verso RCBO, is that's now going to become the main feed into the board, which will feed 2 socket circuits, 2 lighting circuits, and an immersion. And then from the garage side, I can then go and feed the tumble dryer, garage sockets, that sort of stuff, that side. Put my 6mm on the 32 RCBO, even though it's got an RCD on this side, which means I can then take this across with my split con cable into the garage to feed a sub board for the time being, the little board that I've got below, which you'll see in a second, which will feed back to this. And that means as soon as this has been moved across, I can then get the guys around from Give Energy, so we can do the 2 batteries in parallel, get them working, and I'm on the cusp of ordering the 21 solar panels, the rails and everything, get them on the roof, get the inverters working instead of being look pretty, I'm going that way. But I'll run you through in the garage because I've done lots of stuff since we have last spoken or seen each other. I know this probably looks like a mess. I built loads of shelving, put all the washing machines and tumble dryers all on wheels so it can all be moved out, even the fridge. Built myself a Milwaukee wheelie workbench, which I can put all my stuff in and wheel it round, but then I bought the adapter plate so the top comes off and you can make it bigger and smaller, or still put these back in the van, but these are all spare ones. The ply modular wall, which I started, which you would have seen on the other video, start from here. I'm getting the air source heat pump at some point. I'm still waiting for a price back. But I spoke to the plumber and I've carried it all the way around. So this has all just been put in temporary with all the pack out stuff because the pressurised cylinder is going to go in this corner. Anyway. Oh, cabling is coming across all the way down. That's a singular radial feed to every single room, lighting and sockets. A couple of 6mm. There's a few more bits that need to go in. But this is what I've been messing around with the past couple of days, with cable tying it down. Other inverters here, it's on the floor down there. I had to put everything on the wall to get measurements and figure it out. The gateway is going to go central here in the middle, which will then go behind to some Henley blocks. I've got the multicoloured Henley blocks that are going to go on the wall, which will then split to my 3 different boards. We've got a little sub board, which will work temporary for now. Our 2 massive Navitas double DIN boards down there. One will be a lighting board, one will be a power board, should we say, sockets and whatever. And then potentially keeping that just for the batteries for these 2 to be linked in together. That'll be a separate video. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time. I'm just going to get a couple more cable ties in here, isolate this, turn this off, pull the split con out, figure out where the gateway is going to go, try and prep everything in place here, because as soon as I've obviously isolated the gateway, I'm going to have no power. So I might have to bang the garage door open. I built all the modular wall, put the garage door in it, and if I want to open it manually, I've got to have fun with that. So, a few more cable ties, and then we'll get to it. Busy. The power is all off. This is disconnected, disconnected. We've ran our new tails. This is just the temporary stuff for the little board down here, which is just going to run power in the garage and a few other extra little bits. DB3, which is that one, DB1, DB2, DB3, for our individual slots, for our double DIN boards. This is all getting organised, going across. So the split con is coming across down here. Gateway, I've just realised you can do rear entry in the gateway, and then we're going to push back with some tails up and across to join our blocks up here. Excuse the really dirty hands. Kids just got back from school, just heard them. And then the gateway, which we've disconnected. Everyone's going to be well chuffed. They're going to come in to go and play on their PlayStations and the power's off. Hey mate, guess what? Power's off, can't go on your PlayStation, sorry about that. So we do the rear entry down there. We've got the bungs still that come out of the... Hi Puppet. Hi Paisley.
What are you making?
Nothing, just fixing the electrics. I've still got the bungs to put back in my stuffing glands to do it all up. And then re-terminate. So what I've done with the modular side of things is that one goes there, and it's the little one which goes there. I've marked out the gateway, so I'll whiz this back. I'll knock the back out of the gateway, excuse me. Hold that on the wall. We're doing it central to the two inverters, centralised to the all-in-ones. Mark our holes. I can drill them, route the holes out, which I've tried to do with everything. So I made a jig, cut all the holes out. I didn't video any of this, and router the inside and the outside for cable pulling and cable entry. So yeah. Assuming I can just drill out what I want. As much as I like this idea of right, we've got our tails in. So annoyed because I've got a brown one which I've taken out and it's about 3 inches too short. Story of my life. I haven't drilled this one because I don't need to, and it's in the middle of the stud. We brought the split con through. If you're like me and you absolutely love being self-employed, and I wouldn't change it for the world, it's enjoyable. I like getting up every day. I like going and doing the jobs that I do with my hands. But the downside of being self-employed is the hideous amount of paperwork, the invoices, the quotes, the estimates, everything that comes with being self-employed. I absolutely hate it. I don't like it. I struggle with it. So since I got with Traderfy, God, 5 years ago, it has revolutionised the way I do paperwork, because it's not paperwork anymore. Everything's online. I don't use pen and paper like I used to with the quotes especially. I don't have to use Word and letterhead in and change every single thing. I didn't have a customer database. Everything was just saved Word documents in a folder that was never accessed again once they were sent. But with it, I've got a customer database. I've got previous invoices, previous quotes sent. I can track the quotes, I can track the invoices when they're opened. Like I did this morning, I changed some outside lights for a lovely old couple, and as and when they were talking to me, running through the lights, I was literally on my phone, click, 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 3 buttons done, invoice sent from the quote. They paid me before I got home. Winner, don't have to worry about that ever again. So it's 30% off for the first 3 months, Bundy 30, link down below. If not, it's a 14-day free trial. You don't know if you like it unless you try it out, so go and check it out. I'm going to redo the split con because there's about 3 meters loop behind, but at the current time I'm in a bit of a time trap because my kids are getting annoyed that there's no power and my other half wants to cook tea. So I brought the 6mm and the data, which literally just comes from the isolator now, which is snipped off. I can put this board back on, put this on, tails are up, get them in, get that back on, and then run the 6mm, which is currently with the tumble dryer and clipped across down here onto a 32 amp to run the old board, and I'll show you in there. We're currently sitting around 2 and a bit months later from the last clip you saw.
From what I can remember from editing it, we were running a new supply over with the split con across to our new temporary board that was then back feeding some stuff to the fuse board. That worked well, that worked great. I've then gone beyond that and also now removed the old existing fuse board and used my new feeds that go into the house, Wago them under the floors to power up the old circuits in the property while also running the new stuff. So I'll run you across to the meter cab to show you what I've done in there and how that looks. And we'll have a little mooch in the board here to see how that looked, how that's working for now. And obviously you're going to see loads more stuff in future videos that I've already filmed and edited. I just kept forgetting to do the ending of this video. So you got to drop a like already then. So as you can see, no more fuse board. That is the old porch light. It's not connected, don't worry about it. We've got loads of bits going on here. Can't show you too much. I've changed around the LED stuff. I'm not sure what you've seen yet. So out here, this horrible brown box, which I've put some CT1 in. Coming in here, so we've got the split con coming down. We've got our shroud. I know the sun is horrible, don't worry about it. That's clipped on, sealed to keep single insulation within the enclosure. KMF switch. There's a 100 amp switch in here because I've copied what our main fuse we've got currently. It says PME, we're actually on a dual system. As you can remember, we put a TT spike just down here on the floor and we've got original PME. 25mm tails. Coming over to here, like I said before, I've had to many futures in the future. That didn't make sense. I've got bits up there. So we brought the split con down into here. We went up, we heat shrinked. You can see the grey twin that comes down to this board. And this is what we've got temporary running. So we've Wagoed the old house stuff with some of the new feeds, garage sockets, kitchen sockets, the battery, the light, SPD, yada, yada, yada. So this bit was all done, I think now 2, maybe 3 months ago. The split con has worked perfectly, the KMF has worked perfectly. I've also had my NAPIT assessment. He's gone through, checked the stuff, really happy with everything, how it's gone. Ricky from Give Energy is coming next week to help me put the second battery in. But I filmed so much stuff recently. There's so much cool stuff that's coming out and what I've been doing and trying out new things with different trades and whatever, and plastering. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And what I'm doing is putting a playlist of all the videos for the reno of the house is all on that, so you can keep up to date. In case you've missed one, you can go and have a look at that. Love you, bye.